Hello ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here and welcome to a first look at Welkin Road, a game in Steam Early Access which is described as an action-adventure game by the developer Gregor Panic. However, in my opinion, it would be better described as a first-person platformer, parkour, Spider-Man simulator, and you'll soon see what I mean. This game can be controlled with either mouse and keyboard or a controller. I have tried both, and honestly I much prefer mouse and keyboard for this game, which is at the same time both a bit surprising because it's a platformer and not, since it is a first-person game. There is one thing that I'd do right off the bat though to give yourself a better experience, and that is turning on aim assist. No matter which method you're using to control your character, this helps tremendously, as I found the grappling elements to be extremely finicky. There are lots of fine tuning options in the settings menu here that you can use to get the optimal experience for yourself. Most importantly, a field of view slider for those that suffer from simulation sickness. And I warn you, if any game is going to give you simulation sickness, it would be this one, and you'll see why in a second. Well, here we are in the game proper. This is level 2. I've completed the tutorial already, which I must say is one of the better tutorials I've gone through lately. Well paced and set up to make you use what you've learned previously to make sure it becomes ingrained in your brain. You may notice that even though we had lovely music in the menu, in the game proper, none. Just sound effects, wind blowing, jumping, etc. And that's one of my biggest complaints, which may yet change in the future since it is an early access game. Still, I prefer a bit of atmospheric music, so I'll be adding in my own. That's better. You've probably already noticed two things. That it's pretty immediately evident why this might cause some people to experience simulation sickness. Luckily I don't. And that this commentary is being done in post. That's because this game requires a tremendous amount of focus to play, at least it does for me. And try as I might, I couldn't keep up a good commentary while playing. I'm not labeling that as either a good or a bad thing. For some people it will be a positive, for some negative, and the knowledge will hopefully serve to help you decide if this is a game that would appeal to you. So how's the gameplay? Well, it's difficult, as I already stated, but apart from that, the controls feel very precise, and it really gives me the feel that I'm up here in the clouds parkouring across floating platforms and grappling between hovering spheres Spider-Man style. And when I manage to actually do a section well, especially of the grappling portions, it really gives me a rush as if I were actually doing it, which in my opinion is pretty good immersion. For someone like me who finds the gameplay to be fairly demanding, and even with the aim assist on, the grappling especially requires a fair bit of precision, and it can at times get fairly frustrating. The first couple of times I fell, I got a real hitch in my stomach as though I were actually falling, which, as I said before, I see as being a good thing. I find the minimalist art style to be both beautiful and functional. Even though there are not a ton of effects or cutting-edge graphics going on, I personally think that the game looks gorgeous. So, would I recommend this game? Yeah, I think I would. It feels fairly unique to me. You might compare it to Mirror's Edge, but it's really a very different game in its own right. And when you're doing well, I found it to be a fairly zen experience. When you're not, well, I certainly wouldn't call it a rage game, but it can be quite frustrating. If that doesn't seem like it's up your alley, then I would say that this game is not a game for you. But that's Welkin Road, available on Steam Early Access for $12.99 or your regional equivalent. I'll post a link in the description if you'd like to check it out for yourself. I have been Tevaron, and until next time, friends, be excellent to each other.